being elected to Parliament in 2006, Mr. Ignatieff has traveled to every corner of the country listening to Canadian stories and talking to them about their hopes for their children and grandchildren. Before entering politics, Michael served as the director of the Carr Center for Human Rights at Harvard University in Boston and taught at leading universities around the globe. He has been a proud contributor to international public policy. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Mr. Michael Ignatieff, the leader of the Liberal Party of Canada, leader of the official opposition, and the Member of Parliament for Etobicoke Lakeshore.
Thank you. It's a great honor to be with you to share this solemn day. I'm here with my wife, Susanna. I'm here with Kevin Lamoureux, the Liberal candidate in this riding, who I hope will be the next Member of Parliament. You'll be relieved to know I'm not going to give a political speech of any kind. I'm here to stand with you at a moment of solemn commemoration of the national independence of a great country, to remember the veterans, Polish and Canadian, who've given their lives for freedom, to acknowledge the enormous contribution that citizens of Polish origin have contributed to our country, to thank you for that, to express my personal delight at being here in Dom Polski, and to say that whenever Suzanne and I think of Poland, we always think of three things. We think of poetry, we think of music, and we think of freedom. When we think of poetry, it's because when Susanna and I were married, at our marriage, we read a Polish poem to each other. We don't even speak Polish, but we love Polish poetry in translation. I'm sure it's not as good in translation as it is in the original, but it's pretty good. And the poem that we read to each other was by the great Nobel Prize-winning poet Czesław Miłosz. So that's why I associate Poland with poetry. Obviously, every Pole and every person who loves classical music associates Poland with music. And finally, we associate Poland with freedom. My wife, as you know, is Hungarian, and so anybody in Eastern Europe, born in Eastern Europe, knows how much the freedom of other people depends on the courage of Poles, and they're willing to fight against Soviet tyranny. Where Poles began the struggle, countries like Hungary were able to follow and complete their freedom. And so this is an opportunity for me to thank the Polish people of Canada and Poles around the world for poetry, for music, and for freedom, and also to acknowledge finally that you've had a very difficult year. Your president died in a terrible plane crash. You lost some of the senior leadership of your country. Some of your religious leaders died at the same time. The world shared your grief and your sorrow at that loss. It occurred as the president was flying into an especially important place in the historical memory of Poland, the Katyn massacre, a place where Poles suffered and suffered unjustly and died unjustly and experienced persecution. And so it was a very cruel moment in Polish history, and I just wanted you to know that as the leader of a Canadian political party, I understand what that loss meant to you. And I also understand the final thing about the Polish people. They always triumph over tragedy. They always triumph over tragedy. And that example is an inspiration to free peoples everywhere. And so I salute you on your Independence Day. I salute you at this moment of remembrance. I thank you for welcoming my wife and I to Don Polski, and I hope I have a chance to talk to many of you later. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you so much. Yes, with pleasure. Let's go
Yes, I'm collecting them since I was 13. Starting from Siberia.
Oh, boy. Well, you have survived many trials. Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you for your service. Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah. No, this is good. Yeah. No, this is really good.
I think first of all he's got to explain to Canadians what he has in mind for the mission. He's proposing a post-2011 mission, but we still don't know how many troops. We don't know where they're going to be stationed. We still don't know what they're going to do. So before he goes to NATO, we better tell Canadians what he has in mind.
Which is sort of along the lines of my follow-up, which is, do you think it's appropriate he use an international forum to be talking about these things before he speaks to Canadians?
I think first of all he has to explain to Canadians, he has to explain to Parliament what he means by 2011 mission. We've been clear on our side, it's now time for the Prime Minister to be clear. And he's got to do that before he goes to Lisbon, to the NATO meetings. I think let's not insult the voters of Winnipeg North. Let's give them a real choice. The right choice is Kevin Lamoureux. Let's have a straight up fight. Let's not have any political games here. Let's give the voters of Winnipeg North a clear choice. Kevin Lamoureux has 20 years of public experience, right? Kevin Lamoureux is the kind of guy who goes down to McDonald's and holds clinics to help citizens with their problems, and is doing for 20 years. He's the kind of guy Winnipeg North needs in the House of Commons. And everything else is a bunch of games. And we're not here to play games. We're here to win.
We're going to be on
Thank you.